What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on social media, Twitter, West the Good Guy, Instagram, A Connection TV. I am here to talk to you about welcome to Conquest. Yes, indeed. Episode 15, season 39, or is it episode 28? I don't know. It seems like a lot of episodes has been aired and we've been strung along to endure this particular season with the whole chaos crap. But I don't know about y'all, Conquest seems to be a bit more chaotic than chaos, if that makes any sense. Conquest, I'm really digging it. Although two of my favorites or becoming faves, had to leave today, but I'm glad we started to get rid of some people. We need to start getting rid of rid of some people. And I don't know. Conquest is really speaking to me. I'm loving it so far. So Ace Off, the RuPaul's Drag Race supermodel, is gone. So we can't look at his body anymore. We can't hear him talk about how he's an Emmy award winning, actor. We can't get all of the Jay and the soft banters and, how he's just the king and all that. We can't get that anymore. So, everyone is sad. Well, a lot of people are. And everyone was crying. Well, a lot of people were crying in the elimination. And, from what I recall, CT was kind of a little, sad that, he made everyone cry. Well, whatever. Asaf is going home. Jay is pissing in his pants, and he is really, really the supervillain Thanos that we knew he would be. And he's gonna snap his finger soon, and everyone's gonna vanish, right? So Kylan, being, a nice guy, he's engaging with Berna, and he asks Berna, how you doing? Are you okay? Something to that effect. And Berna's like, yeah, it was a lot, or whatever she said. And Kylan's like, yeah, I get it. And so that sets Jay off because he's like, what you mean you get it? What are you talking about? You don't get it. And you're over here laughing. Why are you laughing at a man's pain? That man had a child and a wife. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you could have fixed all of this. And I don't understand why he's so upset. Because you had the ultimate control, did you not? You have control over all these people. You could have fixed this, Thanos. You could have. And baby, this was the scene I was looking for. I was looking for this scene all season when we got the mid-season trailer. I was like, yes, Kylan about to dig in at it. You know what I'm saying? But Kylan don't dig in it. Kylan just slaps it a little bit. And, Jay is the aggressor and the one going off. I want to know how this conversation really went because I don't see Kylan just standing there. Because he's not done that all season. Kylan has been the type to speak up when no one even asked him a question. You know what I'm saying? So for someone to verbally assault him and he not really say anything, I mean, we heard Kylan say, I think it was shut the F up or something like that. But that's not the normal, that's not the normal Kylan we've gotten. This particular edit made him real passive, real underlingish. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really care for it too much. Berna didn't really say anything. And, Colin was like, we're not laughing at that. We're laughing at something else, you moron, or whatever he said. And in my mind, I really would have loved to have known what they were laughing at and what they were talking about. Because I kind of feel like that if Kylan was in the wrong, Berna would have said something too. But Berna didn't say anything in this edit. So I'm like, maybe Kylan was telling the truth and, Berna is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's real confusing and hard this edit was. It makes Jay as the aggressor and Kylan as the peon. And you see Kylan going like this, but we don't really hear nothing because it's muted. I don't know. That particular scene was strange. I didn't really like how they used me. They promoted this in the mid-season trailer and gave me crickets. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted like a verbal altercation going on between the two of them. That's what I wanted because, Kylan ain't no punk. And Jay walking around here like it don't stink. You know what I'm saying? So it's very confusing to me. That scene I wasn't appreciative of the scene. So then we get a clip of Kylan, narrating the scene, and then we get him and Berna in the room talking to Jay's peons. And, you know, he's explaining that Jay is going crazy and he's lost his mind and, you know, he's cussing and stuff and he wasn't even laughing at that and so forth and so on. I'm still confused with how this, I don't know. The edit threw me for a loop. You know what I'm saying? Then we get Baby Daddy talking about his alliance members. And his alliance members are Nerys, Horacio, Raven, Zaza, and Olivia. And I'm like, that's a lot of women in there. You need some more support. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because none of these women have won anything except for Zaza. You know what I'm saying? And Raven. But that was like group exercises. Like, oh, so I'm so here for this solo stuff. I swear to you, I'm so here for the solo stuff. This team stuff is crap. Oh, so much garbage. But then, you know, MTV decides to make me feel good. We get all of the people sitting across this prompter or whatever that has the challenge on it or whatever. And people are walking around shirtless. Baby Daddy is walking around shirtless. That man know you fine. That man know you fine. And the cameramen or women, whoever's behind the screens, know what we want to see. Because we see Horacio shirtless. We see Kylan, Baby Daddy shirtless. We see everybody shirtless. We don't see Jay. We don't need to see Jay shirtless. But then all of a sudden a timer comes up on the prompter. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's get to something hot because this is becoming boring now. I got like 85 people still left in this game. The stakes aren't high at all. You know what I'm saying? Michelle, Jay, Emmanuel, and Mariah talk. And I'm still so confused how Mariah has been able to have her number one, who was never a part of the alliance, still be a part of the alliance. And I know people have said, oh, Wesley, they weren't worried about James after the first elimination. They saw him gassing out. They were no longer worried about him. Okay, I guess. But still, in my mind, we stick with the original alliance, allow the original alliance to survive, and then once it's just the original alliance, then we can go after each other. Is that not how that typically should work? So I'm a bit confused. But Mariah has just been sitting pretty this whole entire game, and it's been a thing against Nerys and now seemingly Olivia. It's just so weird to me how that has all transpired. And maybe I'm missing some things. Maybe I'm missing some key points, but whatever. Mariah proclaims that she has everyone else in her alliance. How did this become Mariah's alliance on the screen? It said Mariah's alliance. I'm like, what? And it's stacked. It is stacked. And I'm just like, how? No shade to Mariah, but how? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just amusing to me. Now, Jay, the big bad Jay, comes into the room and blames Nerys for everything. Blames Nerys and Olivia for everything. But this is what I'm talking about here. This is what I need. I need more of this right here because Nerys said, it ain't my fault. I don't know who you think you're talking to. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but it ain't my fault. We had the same power, brother. So I don't know how you blaming me for something that you could prevent it as well. Then we get the clip. Of, Olivia and Nerys saying who they want to say or whatever. And Jay is like, no, I don't care what you're talking about. It's your fault. Nerys said, boo, let me check you for a second because I don't know who you think you're talking. She said, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you ain't talking to me like that. And you're not going to continue to talk to me like that. So then you got, I think it was Zaza and freaking Raven listening to the thing. Nerys went off, and I loved every bit of it. Had Jason in his stomp, like, what? Who you talking to? Nerys said, I'm talking to you, and then I'm going to do the walk off before I get aggy. I say, yes, ma'am, you better do her. You better not let Jay walk all over you. You know what I'm saying? It just sucks. The situation with Jay just sucks. Like, he was such a good, in my mind, from the prior seasons, him and Michelle were the peons. They were the ones that were always like, being ousted. You know, according to Horacio, there's a reason, and he understands why the vets never liked them. But, you know, the edits that we got showed them, panned them off to be like the sheep in a herd of wolves. So the fact that the sheep have come and now they're running the game, you want to feel good about that. But Jay has become a wolf. And you're like, why is he woofing all over the house? And he's woofing to people that really had his back in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And then now all of a sudden he's upset because one of his members got ousted. Now, according to, I want to say Kylan mentioned it or somebody mentioned, I don't know if it was Corey on his Twitter or whatever. They went through multiple rounds of votes. And I think I heard Ed say this too. They went through multiple rounds of votes. And for whatever reason, the last particular voting, no, I guess the producers told them that they only have one more time to do it and that whatever happens, it sticks or whatever. So I think Ed in that moment decided to shift gears and was like, let's throw this to chance because y'all aren't going to get me out. But then in the interview that I saw him talking to the dude, the big dude that used to be a mean-spirited dude to his girlfriend. Oh, what is his name? I can't remember his name. I used to think he was cute, but he was an asshole I forget these people's names, especially when they don't come on seasons that much. He married her. I think they got married. The tall white dude, Jenna. I remember Jenna. Jenna was a boss. Zach, that was his name. Yes. Ed did, I don't be remembering these people. Ed did an interview with Zach saying that the last vote that they had, he decided to throw a wrench in the thing and, throw caution to the wind and take a chance and, say whatever the stalemate is going to be. And so, because they have been voting for that for a long particular time. And the producers was like, yeah, we're got no more votes. This is it. So in my mind, I just I don't know. Freaking Jay had the opportunity to correct it if he was so butthurt and worried. But even in the interview, and even in this elimination, you see that they're picking Emmanuel over Ed. You see Jay say in this last challenge that Ed is a comp beast. He's a threat. And that he's more of a threat now than Horacio and Kylan. It's just the way that they're editing this show and the way that things are moving, these people just do not make sense. They just don't. Jay ends up, really coming at Michelle. After Jay, Michelle, and Nerese have their fantastic 3 conversation. And Jay basically says that you're the reason why this has happened. And Nerese cusses him out and leaves. Jay then tells Michelle that I'm the reason you're still here. I said, oh. I said, this man just really, he has become a bananas. This is bananas in his earlier tenure. Like, what is going on here? And Michelle's like, don't you ever talk to me like that. What do you mean? You're the one you're the one? I'm the reason why you're here. I'm the reason why people still deal with you. What are you talking about? I'm not going to take this line down. You're not going to talk to me like this. I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm going to take my exit right now and I'm leaving. And I want you to sit here in the sun and think about what you're saying to me. I'm like, girl, you better go ahead, Michelle. You better go ahead, Michelle, and cuss him out and leave too. Bad body Jay just sitting there looking so defeated. He's like, well, I told them broads. I'm the reason. Oh my God, Johnny is the new Johnny. Jay is the new Johnny. We get this long segment about Raven and Zaza, aka Zara, talking about how they need to band together. They've been talking like this for the last 5 episodes. So in my mind, I'm like, either something's going to happen and they going to get the X, or they really going to finally win something and make something pop. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, we done heard these women talking about how they're going to band together, and they ain't band together yet. So I'm like, here we go, another worthless conversation. I'm so confused why we keep having these conversations. I love Zaza, and I damn for sure love Raven. More so Raven than Zaza, because Raven has had to fight tooth and nail, and she has been fighting tooth and nail. And it's really dope? Raven has not been on any other reality show before coming on this one, if I'm correct. And, the fact that she was brought on because she was the other dude's friend or partner or frenemy or whatever that season was about. You know what I'm saying? And she was able to come back. I like Raven. I think Raven, she held her own, and it just sucks. But yeah, I was tired of this conversation. I was like, why are we having this conversation? Then they get to the challenge. Challenge at night. They got to deal with water and stuff at night. And in my mind, I'm getting naiad. I'm like, why? Why they have these people swimming in this dirty ass water at night? I'm like, what lives in this water? And how do they protect these people from what lives in this water? Because we see very often that they don't allow these people to wear helmets and eye goggles and mouth guards. These people be getting effed up. Olivia walking around here with so many bruises is ridiculous. So I can't imagine them netting the water. I don't know if this was a lake or whatever this was, but I just don't see them protecting these people, netting the water and having protection barriers or whatever, because these people just willy-nilly and up in these dark waters. You know what I'm saying? For me, because you see them swimming and they swallowing. Anyways, I don't see how they're so protected in this, but whatever. We get to the challenge and we're finally here at Conquest, and guess what? There are no pairs, there are no teams. It's solo missions finally. And I'm completely here for it. To be honest, they should have ran this whole freaking show like Conquest, because let's get rid of these people. The last one to survive in this challenge is out. It kind of sucked for who ended up being last, but like, this is hot. I'm here for her. Let's be done with this. So Horacio did good his first heat, and Nerese was actually doing good. She was doing better than Raven. Raven had got caught up at the first situation and couldn't understand how to work the buoy or board, whatever it's called. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that if I would get on the first time, I would do well. I'm not going to, because I don't know. But I look at sometimes, right? I look at these challenges they do, and it's just physics, balance, like that's what in my head, that's what I'm thinking. And then if you look at everyone else and see what they're doing, I don't know. But again, I've never done it before, so I'm not going to sit there and act like I would be the G. But I mean, I don't know. Just look at what everyone else is doing and follow suit in my mind. But whatever. Raven doesn't give up, and she makes it to the end, but she's last in her heat. Then we get to the second heat. Mariah struggles in the end. Kylan gets the first hoop, and Kylan is the winner. Baby daddy is the winner. That's what he is. He may not know it. No, he know it. He's seen a couple of my reviews. Kylan already know what it is. He's yeah, and I really can't say much about Horacio, because Horacio's not really my type, but with Kylan, aka Baby Daddy, wins the second heat, and it's just not, never mind. I'm gonna keep that to myself. It's just nice to see that the people that are like always on the outs with the majority are always the ones winning to come back. Horacio's been fighting all these eliminations. Kylan has been fighting and winning all these eliminations. So, that in and of itself is nice to win, but I just want them to win. And if it wasn't for Ed, I would just like them to win a solo challenge so they can gain control. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to gain control of this. But whatever. I was happy for Horacio, and I was happy for Baby Daddy. And then we get to the third heat. And Olivia's talking like, I really have to make it to the final. I don't want to get, I don't want my legacy to be what it was. And, now it's all on me, and I don't have Horacio to carry me. So I really want to get to the final. I'm like, girl, I don't think it's going to happen, girl. You ain't made not one move this whole show. You ain't made not one move this. Well, I guess when you started to vote with Kylan, that was the move. But anyways, and the soft got out, but that was due to CT. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. And the third, Ed flies through the competition. And this is when Jay is like, oh, well, Ed is the competition. You think? I mean, you were ready to vote him in the last game. I don't understand why Ed doesn't understand that you were about to vote him in the last game. Don't know what that's about. Like that. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me at all. I don't understand Ed's motive. I don't get it. Like, when you think of Ed, the way that he's gotten edited on these shows, you get Ed as like a very good, wholesome, great guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of Ed you get. But this edit is painting him as a peon. And that if, I don't know, for me, if I see Jay talking to the women the way that he's talking to the women, if I see Jay going after, being rude and sadistic and, cursing at people, if I were the Ed that I see Ed being on the show, I would want to get rid of Jay. Not only that, he did almost put you up for elimination. He chose you over Emmanuel. And yeah, you and Emmanuel were cool. Y'all were friends or whatever. That's why you didn't want to put him in. But then put Jay in. You know what I'm saying? Like, turn the tide and vote against Jay. I don't understand why Jay is still sitting pretty when he wanted to vote you in. And now you end up the winner. You have the ability to really go for the people that had your back, even though you say they didn't have your back. They just didn't want to vote Horacio. They still had your back. You know what I'm saying? And then you're just going to go with Jay again, in the majority of the people that voted you out and wanted you out over Emmanuel anyway. You're saving Emmanuel anyway. That just does not make sense to me at all. And then it kind of has me thinking, right? You think of the edit that they give Ed, and then you think what Ed has done and how he's moving in this particular game now. They just don't match up. They don't match up. Yeah, okay, cool. You know that the thing was to get rid of Horacio and Kylan and da-da-da-da. Okay, but these people were just about to get rid of you. And then you win. You have the opportunity to really turn the tables and secure your seat. Because Kylan's side is not coming after you. You have Zaza and I think it was Nerese talking to, Ed. But you still opt to go with the side that wanted to get you out last week. Makes absolutely no sense to me. And I don't know if we're missing something. I don't know if something's, whatever. We didn't see it in the edit. Maybe Kylan cussed him out or something. Maybe, maybe Olivia told him to jerk off or something. I don't know. But for Ed to still be on the side of the people that wanted him out over Emmanuel is bananas to me. Makes no sense. We lose Raven in the Conquest, and I appreciated her last words. There were some emotions. Raven and Olivia, Nerese patched up their energy towards each other, and they actually became cool, which is, I'm like, why couldn't that happen from the jump? Why? I mean, I understand what happened with the last dude, the jerk off from the last season. Okay, but y'all are women. Y'all are beautiful women of color. Figure out a resolution and resolve her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, first go. You coming on here, resolve her now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what happened in personal life, but to me, it is extremely important in the current climate that we're in, the world that we live in, period, for people of color to band together first before completely attacking each other, especially if y'all on TV. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And I know it was one comment on my video talking about, why do we have to always talk about color? I'm not even going to go on that rant. I'm not going to go on that rant. But it is really, really important. And here we are sitting another Oscar, the Oscar nominations. Here we are. I have to bring this up because this kind of pissed me off. The Oscar nominations, we got two people of color, two women of color, Black women, in the supporting acting nomination for the Oscars. And what roles do they play? You know what I'm saying? Then we had, let me not go on a binge. We're gonna keep it here. We're gonna keep it here. A buddy of mine wrote a book, Is It Always About Color? Yes. 90% of the time it is. 90% of the time it is. And if you are one of those people of color that just so happen to not have any of these kinds of experiences in your life and you've skated by, then that's a beautiful situation for you, and I'm happy for you. But then when you have people like myself and other people that I know that have to move casually and cautiously through the world because of the color of their skin, it becomes always about color. And for people, if y'all are on TV and it's Black people, the cookout, case in point, the cookout. I ain't got to say no more. I ain't got, Big Brother, the cookout is it, period. So then Thanos' villainous ways really rear its ugly head. And Jay is convinced that Ed and everyone else needs to end up picking Nerese last, because if Nerese is picked last, she has to make a decision between Olivia, Kylan, and Horacio. Now this, in and of itself, is how you know that Jay is not a good person. He's not. If Nerese was any remotely anything meant anything to him in the 5 years that they've known each other, and because their friendship is so real, Jay would never have done that to Nerys. Would never have done that. But the fact that he did, and the fact that he told Ed the plan and how he wanted to brutally put her in that position. Ed come talking about, oh, it's a great plan. What? That's just so cold and heartless and unnecessary. And again, the fact that Ed is allowing this to happen really speaks volumes to me about who he is and clearly who he was aligned with, right? Because I guess he was never really cool with them to begin with, so it's okay. And at the end, he's trying to get to the end. But the majority of the house wanted you out last week. Why are you going with the majority of the house? It's already known that you're a threat. You're already, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't know, the decision-making just does not make sense to me at all. And I'm just not here for it. I'm not here for it. They start the voting. Ed picks Emmanuel. Just dumb. Emmanuel picks Berna. Berna picks Colleen. Colleen picks Corey. Corey picks Michelle. Michelle picks Jay. Mariah picks James. And James picks Nerys. We see where Colleen is. We see where everyone is. And Nerys ends up picking Olivia. Horacio tells Nerys, pick one of the women, please. Pick one of the women, please. Pick one of the women, please. Like, just have Horacio's baby. This man is ridiculous. He is so freaking awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is like what you want every challenger to be on a competition like show like this. At least 85% of them. You want 85% of Horacio's and 15% of Jay's. You know what I'm saying? So there could be some sort of drama or whatever. But for me, if Horacio could just win every single challenge and then take everyone out one by one, I would find that to be the best thing to watch on television. Between Horacio and Kylan, if these two people end up at the bottom every single freaking show, I'm over it. I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to knock Jay out of this competition. And I want it to be Horacio or Kylan or hell, Nerys. The hell? When are we gonna get one of the heroes to win? Sorry for this long video. This episode really got me annoyed. I'm really annoyed at Ed. I'm annoyed at Ed, and I'm frustrated and over Thanos, aka Jay. Yeah, he's just not a good person. Just not a good person. This game has really gotten to his head. And he's Johnny in his earlier years. It's just ridiculous. You know, it just sucks that he ended up becoming like that. Zaza is upset with James that James didn't protect her. So we got Zaza, Horacio, and Kylan. Going in elimination. Jay is smirking off the side. He's happy. You know, Nerys, it was a difficult decision for her, but she opted to go with her word and protect Olivia, even though she knows Olivia has been allegedly talking about her behind her back, or whatever the case may be. Kylan, Zaza, and Horacio walking into the elimination just felt so incorrect. It felt so wrong. You know? It was like, oh, why am I watching this? You know what I'm saying? It was just so wrong. It's like everyone that was saved were assholes because the way that this went down, it just made no sense to me. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't like it at all. Zaza's talking about that she's going to block James and this and that and the third, making it kind of cute and funny. But it was still hard to watch, right? Then we get to the challenge. And wow. 3 heroes in this elimination 3-person round, which, by the way, let me admit to y'all, this needs to be how the rest of the elimination rounds go from here on out on the challenge. They need to be private. The house needs to not know who comes back, needs to not know who survives. None of that. They all need to be private. No more helping, no more guessing. Send them to a private location, have them do it, and have them come back. That's how it needs to be for the rest of this shit here. Because I'm tired of them playing and, oh, do this, do that. No, I'm tired of it. So the fact that they went to a private situation was great for me. Somebody had a brain in production and was like, let's have this be a private situation amongst 3 people, and then 1 person goes home. So every episode, 2 people are going home, and I'm here for it. We need to start cutting numbers. We've had a whole thing of chaos with all these people surviving. It's like 30 people left in this game. Let's start getting them out. During the competition, Horacio and Kylan decide that they're going to work together, so to speak. It didn't really translate that like that through the edit, but then you hear them in the narration talking about how they decided to band together against Zaza, unfortunately, because the 2 of them want to stay in the game. And that sucks because Zaza is an amazing chick, right? And she's amazing. She's an amazing chick. But the 2 men felt that they would have a better chance still coming back into the house together than they're, losing one of them. The 2 of them are ride or die, in this particular show. So they do every elimination, every obstacle course together. And then the thing you hear Kylan talking about in the confessional, you hear Kylan talking about how they were going to go through the mud last because they would not have their hands and and be able to move the way that they moved. Whereas, Zaza did the pinwheel first, the wheel first to get the words, and then she went to the mud. She was going in order that way. But then after going through the mud, she could not get up the wall. Zaza would have won. If she didn't have the mud on her, she would have won. She would have beat Kylan, and it sucks for me to say that, but I mean, that's how it was looking on my screens. If she would have been able to get over that wall, she would have won. But here's how like this is kind of the challenge I like. When we're dealing with people of like valor and humility and honor and, all of those good words, and they're going through the mud and going through the trenches, literally. That girl, Zara, went up the wall and she was fighting to get up that wall. She realized that the mud was holding her hostage. Then the girl took them shoes off and went up the wall with her feet. And she, and then TJ like, you got it, you could do it. That is just bringing up the feels. You know what I'm saying? You see people like that going through the trenches and getting through the mud and making it work and still fighting to the very end. That is what I love about the challenge. I don't like the J side of things. I really don't. I really don't. I like the Nerese side of things. I like the Zaza side of things. I like the Raven side of things. I like the Kylan side of things. I like the Horacio side of things. And I would have liked the Colleen side of things if she would have continued doing what she said she was going to do to get the villain out. But she's still sitting over there stroking Jay. And so is Ed. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Emmanuel just gonna skate by to the end, child. I'm over it. I'm over this show. I'm over it because it seems like, and again, according to the rumors, the people that I want to win aren't going to win. So I'm like over it. You know what I'm saying? And then we got these male Caseys just skating by because we just love them and they're great people. But how can you really be a great person? This is my rant now. How can you really be a great person and you see Jay talking to the women like this? You see Jay carrying on like this, period. Just carrying on, period, like an ass. Then you have Jay creating this plan to have Nerese have to decide between her boyfriend, her other male friend, and her good girlfriend. What kind of human is that? Like, that's just so crazy to me. And then everyone's playing along with it. Everyone cares. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is the human in that whole bunch of people? Like, you see Jay going off the way he going off and you ain't gonna tell him nothing. You see Jay talking to the women the way he's talking to these women and you ain't gonna say nothing to him. Emmanuel, Ed, Corey. Like, y'all not saying nothing to this dude and he just carrying on, walking around like this and everyone's just following suit. That's just crazy to me. That is just crazy to me. I do not understand that at all. Anyways, I got a little aggravated there. I gotta look, because how is Zaza going home? I don't understand that. I don't understand. I mean, I understand that all these people are bitches and they put all the 3 comp beasts in the challenge to go against each other. Okay. But if I'm Corey, I don't see Jay as a comp beast. I don't see Ed. How is Corey? How is Jay and Corey? I mean, Ed. I'm getting my mind. How is Jay and Ed your besties, your friends that you're trying to protect, when all throughout the first half of this show, they wanted you out the house? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm missing a lot of details. I'm confused. I don't understand. I don't get it. But anyways, Zaza and Raven are gone. 2 people in the alliance of heroes are gone because you have the alliance of villains and you have the alliance of heroes. And we lost 2 heroes tonight because none of them bitches could win. I'm aggravated. Like TJ said, we got 2 of the best competitors in the house in this elimination. I don't ever want to see y'all here again. Period. That's where I'm at. Horacio and Kylan need to do better. What are we talking about? We just lost Zaza and Raven because none of them bronze could win. I'm over it. And then Ed, what? Anyways, leave your comments below. Let me know how you feel about this particular episode. And I just want Horacio, Nerese, or Kylan to win something. I want Mariah gone. I want Jay gone. I want Ed gone. I want these people gone. I want these people gone. I want all of the villains like Colleen, all 15,000 people Mariah named her alliance. I want all them heifers gone. I want them all gone. I don't care about none of them on that side. I don't anymore. Because they're complicit. They are. Jay walking around here thinking that his shit don't think, starts talking to people the way he have. Man, I wish he I wish he would. Anyways, leave your comments below. Deuces.